All right, so we are live.
Woo-woo.
Currently, we have two viewers. I don't know who
Hmm.
they are, but just to kind of start this off, especially since this is going to get saved and everything. This is Bulletin Bourbon podcast. We are talking with Buddy Brown and Jason Byerly about the Zoo City Fall Brawl and everything that's going to kind of take place there and kind of how planning and everything has been going. George Dorbridge just said, "Good evening, gentlemen."
What's up, George?
George, what's up?
So, to kind of start this whole thing off, back in April, you guys held Battle for the South at Griffin Group, and it was probably the most technical match to date. How is Fall Brawl going to be looking in comparison to that?
Well, Fall Brawl is going to be a lot like Fall Brawl was last year. We're changing some of the areas. Obviously, going back to some of the areas that we used last year, but we're going to try and do some different areas. And you can't really compare the matches because they're two different style matches. I don't believe it's going to be, I'm going to build it as technical as Battle for the South. To be honest with you, I probably won't build Battle of the South as technical as I built it this past year. Probably going to back it down a little bit and get away from not to get away from it, but kind of just back down the technicality of it. But last year for Fall Brawl, one of my biggest things that I saw was there was only one person that had 0 penalties. Out of everybody that shot, there was one person, and that was Matt Kalish.
It's just because he took his time shooting clean.
There you go. But I'm going to try and change that a little bit this year. Now, the rifle targets we put out at long range, they're 3 to 4 MOA. They're as big as I can make them without ordering a piece of 4x8 steel. So they're as big as I can make them. We're going to be at the same distances, roughly the same distances. Right now, if we use the areas we plan on using, stage 1 will go 350, 360. Stage 2 will go to 550-ish. Then we'll go stage 8 will go to 350, 400. Stage 9 will go 550, 565, maybe 600. And then stage 10 will go maybe 300, 400. And that'll be the long range stages for there, about 4 or 5 long range stages.
So nothing too terribly long?
Nothing crazy. And like I said, I'm probably, I know stage 8 last year had a lot of targets, a lot of long range targets in 3 different positions. Now, the front side of it was fast, but the long range side of it was a lot. And probably won't do that again. But we're still gonna, where I can go long range, I'm gonna go long range. I'm gonna give you some good targets, and we're gonna put wind socks out there or something to give you some wind calls, and put big pieces of steel, and we're gonna have a chloroplast behind them, backers, and so that way you can see what's going on without obscuring, your impacts, and you can actually call your impacts. But the rest is kind of on you. That's the nice thing about Clinton House is, we can get different terrain for going long range.
Now the average for Battle for the South, the average time was on a stage was about 90 seconds for the average. Mm-hmm. What are you thinking average time is going to be on the stages here at Fall Brawl?
It'll be like it was last year. You'll have what did we do last year, buddy? 200-second timeout?
I think we did 200 I think we did 200s. We're just trying to keep, the Clinton House has a kind of, from the matches that we've done there and other matches, we're trying to make it kind of a old school, big stages, a lot of shooting, kind of the same kind of what we did last year was super, was very worked out really well, and everybody really seemed to like it. So, we're not going to try to reinvent the wheel. We're just going to try to give you more of the same with a little bit of fresh ideas mixed in there. So, yeah, it's going to be about probably 200 or more part times. So a little bit longer on the clock, a little bit bigger stages, more shooting opportunities, and just kind of get out there and get after it.
You kind of have a idea in your mind of round counts?
Whatever we put out for last year, I know it's when we build the matches, we make them very optional as best we can.
Yeah.
So,
I think last year we put out 200, 200, 200 and like 10.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
And I think that would be, and
and that really depends on what you favor. Open shooters favor shotgun more for the most part. Because I know this weekend, every open shooter that shot our match talked about how many shotgun shells they went through. But then the modified and the tac ops guys shot a bunch of pistol. So it really depends on what division you shoot is how it's going to play out and how much of one gun you use. And I guess that really depends on when the fast shooters get up there and you see how they shoot it and you're like, oh, well, I'm going to shoot it that way. Well, that's going to dictate what rounds you shoot of what gun, because you're going to see what somebody else does, or you come up with an idea and you're like, oh, that's how I'm going to run it. And then other people are going to copy you. So it's hard to really say what the actual round count is because we have options. So, if you miss a lot, you're going to shoot a lot more, but we're putting big targets. Even our KO steel is going to be bigger, a little bit bigger this year. We're going to make it a little more, I'm going to try and make it a little faster, but still give you a lot of shooting that you want to do. So,
and that was kind of the key when we talked about doing this match, is we wanted it to be when we went to this, where we were just going to do everybody shoots their stages all, because it's not an AM PM, it's everybody's shooting all day, every day until they finish their stages. So we want it to be big stages that people are going to enjoy and have a good time on, and have a lot of shooting, but still have that opportunity to shoot, their 4 stages a day, and then have a little bit of time still to go by the food truck or get ready for the shoot offs or that kind of thing. So we're kind of trying to build it into a great shooting match with the ability to have everybody kind of get together and talk and fellowship and eat food and go to the shoot offs and all that stuff also, to make it more of a match with a good experience behind it also.
Now we're talking about stages, stage lengths, all that kind of stuff. What kind of mix are we going to have in there between jungle runs, long range, natural terrain type stuff and base stuff?
They're going to be 8 natural terrain and 2 bay.
Nice.
So now giving some of the natural terrain probably is going to be kind of like it's a base stage on natural terrain. Given it depends on where we get and what we can get and what's going on down there. So like I said, for idea, stage 1 will probably be kind of like a base stage, but then you have long range.
Kind of like the old Tar Heel style. Yeah,
you're going to work in a small confined area and then work over to an apparatus, whatever we decide you're going to shoot from, you're going to shoot from long range. And then, but stage 2, that's going to be a jungle run to long range. So it kind of it depends on the natural terrain of what I've got to use. Stage 8, it's going to have a good, if I can get where I want to put stage 8, it's going to be a very interesting, I'm hoping it's going to be a very interesting stage. I've got a good plan for it. And then stage 9, it's in the area where we had stage 8 last year. And that's kind of like a base stage. It's a small confined area. Then we shoot long range. So I'll have to come up with something that's going to work that. And then up by where stage 10 is, where the tractor trailer truck is, that area kind of sketches me out a little bit. So I like to control what stuff is going where when it comes to what we're shooting up there. So I just got to get up there and kind of wrap my head around what we're going to do. And when Buddy and I go down to Pro-Am in a couple of weeks, we're going to kind of go around and kind of get a better idea of things because they're constantly changing stuff at Clinton House. So the area has changed a little bit. So I just need to get my head wrapped around it.
No, that's awesome. Kind of, Buddy, this is going to be kind of both of yours flavors. Rules. Let's talk rules. Any modifications to the rules? I know, Jason, you were mentioning stuff about maybe 1 or 2 bipods only for open?
No,
Or-
no, no. We're not. This was just in conversation. No,
Okay. All right.
no,
Yeah.
no, no,
Sorry.
No,
Uh,
we're,
Now modified division.
Mhm.
Support devices, mentioning that.
yeah, in modified, we've got the rule set is up on the practice score page. We have the rule set and it has the new modified stuff in it. And just for the clarification on it, the way that our rule is written, it's only a bipod, and it's only a bipod, not a bag. No, the way it reads is that it's a one bipod only that stays attached to the gun for the entirety of the stage, and no other rifle supporting devices may be used. So you can't use a bag, you can't use any of that stuff. It's just a bipod only.
or a stick or anything like that.
Or a
Has to be
stick, or,
bipod.
yeah.
Okay. You mentioned schedule. Let's talk about that. You said that schedule, just shooting this whole day through. What time are you looking at getting up and starting rounds down range? What time are you looking at finishing? And what does that do in terms of match participation and how many people can come into the match?
So we're looking at, we limit the match to 150 shooters because that's as many as we can get through what we have planned. So we're looking at shooting 4 stages on Friday, 4 stages on Saturday, 2 stages on Sunday, so we can kind of get everybody out of there at a decent time. It'll be a lot like the same schedule that we did last year. It'll be a lot of the same way we set things up. We're giving a little, since everybody's shooting 4 stages. I think last year we started at 8. We were on station at 8, and then we had 2 hours per each stage, which is how we worked across.
And everything worked out really good. It gave people time to stage plan without being rushed and get from stage to stage because of Clinton House and get the shooters through, and it worked out really well.
And one thing that we've kicked around also is, like, say you shoot the stage and it's an hour and a half. It takes you an hour and a half to get there. We're talking this year about sticking like more to the schedule where, okay, if your next stage starts at 10 and you get there at 20 minutes till 10, you just got 20 minutes to get your stuff ready, take a look around, do that. Your walkthrough and everything will start at 10. And that way it kind of keeps everybody on schedule.
Okay. Yeah. So give the ROs break.
Give the ROs a little break, not let everybody be so rushed all the time, and just kind of make it, kind of across, just kind of the same across the way.
And all the ROs are going to be familiar faces, right?
Yep.
We pick up a few people here and there, that come in that want to work our matches, but for the most part, it's the same crew. We work really hard to take care of those guys, and and give them a good experience when they're shooting their match also. So that makes them want to come back and work. So it ends up being a mutually beneficial deal for the both of us.
Yeah, you got what, about 33 ROs currently?
Yeah. 33, 31, something like that.
Nice. How many spots are left in the match, or how many are you trying to fill up at this point?
That's a buddy question.
Right now we have 122 signed up. We have some spots that are blocked off for our sponsor slots and all that. So we've got about 15 more slots that we can fill before we start getting into the sponsor slots. So that's just one thing that we want to work on there, and just kind of get a few more people signed up. There are slots available, but there's not a lot. And when we reach 150, then that's it. At 150, it's
capped.
That's the end.
Yeah, I mean, you're dealing with less daylight out, and nobody wants to be shooting into the night and having. And
we're just not doing that. We'd rather keep it a little bit smaller and keep it, give everybody a good experience than try to oversell it and turn it into a problem.
So we kind of hit on modified division some, and I want to get both of your opinions on this. modified division is kind of taking the 3-gun community by storm, much like carry optics and USPSA. How much longer do you give TAC ops before it's, I don't want to say dead, but let's be real, dead like heavy and limited? Do you see it TAC ops ever going away?
It's hard to say, man, because iron pistols are such an entry level.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to say. I mean, you can't compare it to a heavy or anything like that, or limited. I mean, I guess you could compare it to limited, but limited does limit you on rounds in the tube and rounds in each magazine. But TAC ops, I really, it's, I think it's still going to be there, but I think your heavy hitters are going to roll out of it for the most part. So because Martini's already got his shotgun, and he ran it this weekend, and he's getting more familiar with it, with the dot on it. And JP, just the local guys, JP and all these guys are running modified. So I think you'll see people start shifting that direction. I know this weekend we had 50 or 51 shooters, and 21 of them were modified, 21 of them were open, and then the rest were TAC ops. JK is still lingering around in TAC ops, but he's probably going to make the jump sooner than later, going whichever direction. He's either going to go open or modified, but he's already got an open shotgun, so I'd be willing to bet he's going to go open.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the local guys, they're making already modified for the most part. They like the fact that they can load the tube up all the way, well, not all the way, 12 rounds in the tube, 1 in the hole, and it gives them that little bit of step off, at the jump street, or a stage they may not have to load. And it changes their stage plans for them a little bit. And then they get the bipod, which helps at a place like Clinton House, or when we're doing it at Griffin Group or Memorial, which I was building today. That bipod's going to help them. So, and of course the dot on the pistol it's a game changer. So they like it. They like going in that direction. I don't really have to change in stage design. I still build it to TAC ops. It's like USPSA. When I build it, you have to build it to single stack. So, I build it the same way. I build our matches to TAC ops because I don't want to screw them over. I don't want them doing flat-footed reloads or anything like that unless they mess up. So I kind of build it in that direction. But I don't know. I see it growing. I don't see anybody complaining. The people that did complain to me about doing it are now shooting it. So, I think it's gonna, making that jump was the right decision.
Yeah.
So, buddy.
Same. I think the red dots are the wave of the future. Red dot iron sights in maybe 10 years or so are going to be like straight drive cars. There's going to be very few people that can still operate them. But I think that and plus it's just more fun to shoot with the dot. And the rest of the stuff, most everybody has a shotgun that they can load up, and they have a bipod that they can put on their rifle and go play in modified, and it's more and have more fun. So
I would like to make one comment, because Jason, you did say TAC ops is entry level, irons is entry level. I'd like to say I think a lot of people are learning that it's easier to learn on a red dot now rather than
absolutely.
The FBI, police departments, they're teaching straight red dot because you're taking away one whole fundamental level of shooting. You don't have to line your sights up per se. You just have to make sure that dot's straight on target.
Well, what I see is, at least at the local level, a lot of the entry guys coming into the sport, they're not spending a ton of money on the sport. No. They're buying Glocks, and it might be optic ready Glock, but they haven't got an optic for it. So they're coming in with a Glock or an MP or something like that, and they're running they're still buying the JM Pros or whatever it is now, whatever the JM is. They're still coming in with those, and they're learning and struggling, and the normal stuff we all did starting off. And um, eventually they start upgrading their stuff. I've watched like Jeremy Lohman. Jeremy Lohman went from a Glock 34 to a RMR Glock 34 to now he's running a 2011. So the progression of, as you get into it to the top end stuff, it's what most people who stick in the game do. They just start progressing. And I still think it's going to be an entry level. It may not be the most highly participated division, but I still think it's going to be entry level. Personally, I think modified is a better entry level because, like you stated about the red dots, but also you get to load your tube up starting off.
Yep,
that's one less load. At least on a base stage style match. So you got 13 in the gun right there, and then rifle. It helps you on long range. You got a bipod if the position allows for a bipod. Otherwise, you're just kind of shooting like any other TAC ops person because the bipod doesn't help you. But yeah, I still think it'll be there. I still think it's gonna, show up. I mean, look at Aaron still shoots limited, and there's still guys out west, that shoot limited. We can't get anybody around here to shoot it, but we offer it, but nobody wants to shoot it. So, but they still get 20 or 30 shooters out at Texas with limited.
And the Kel-Tec guy that shoots limited with iron sights, and the guy that shoots with Kel-Tec.
I think so.
Let's see. George just wrote pistol dots are a fad right now. Like the massive jump to open division. These things come in waves, and we'll be full circle back to pistol. Pistol irons in a couple years. Yeah. No, he's right. Everything does kind of come in waves. But
with the open wave is come with the shotguns. The open wave came with the shotguns.
Yeah, like back in the day, like I remember Mike Sexton just running a Sega 12 R&R.
I used to make
he was the only one.
I used to make the Ron Burgundy joke all the time that 60% of the time it worked every time.
Every time, yeah. But it's with the Dissonance and now the Genesis, we had I think 2 Genesis running this weekend at our place, and my understanding is they both ran all weekend. No issues, ran great, and the Genesis will run whatever you want to feed to them. So we didn't have any problem with the Dissonance. There was 6 Dissonance on my squad, and none of them had any issues, but. I don't know. I think when it comes to time on the gun, time and practicing, you have to spend more time in TAC ops and modified getting that shotgun loaded. It's not as much as pistol and rifle as it is as loading the shotgun. I was just speaking to somebody about it yesterday. They were wanting to get better at shooting, and I said, well, you don't shoot rifle bad, you don't shoot pistol bad, but your shotgun, you don't load it well, and you need to work on shooting it. And they don't want to do it because they said they hate shotgun. Well, you don't want to go to an open shotgun, so you need to practice loading the shotgun and getting the shotgun in your shoulder and lining the sights up and shooting.
Matt Martini just wrote, modified will be the second largest division behind open next year.
It will be, and it is currently. It is currently, and it's not next year. It is currently. I don't know exactly what Memorial's got in it because I'm not looking at it, but I know there's pretty good amount of modified. I think next year modified will overtake TAC ops. If it's not the same, it's not equal to TAC ops. I don't think it's more than TAC ops for Memorial yet, but I know it will probably be next year.
So let's go over to shoot-offs. It's become a staple of Zoo City, and typically shoot-offs are reserved for top competitors in other major matches, where the top competitors go head-to-head. Why do you allow anyone to participate in your shoot-offs?
Because it should be for everyone. I mean, you should allow. Now I got it. I got what like JKM does, and 70 mod 81 TAC at Memorial. I got what like JKM, you shoot through that stage the day before, and your top finishers shoot the shoot off. I got that part. But we like to, allow first come, first serve to the shoot off and test your luck. There was a couple of guys in both Fall Brawl last year and Battle for the South that made pretty good runs and almost made it, to win it. And, so I think in my opinion, that's the way to do it. Now, I know some people that feel like they should have got in or should be in it because they're a better shooter that didn't get in it. Well, this is why we're letting everybody know that registration for the shoot off opens Friday. Buddy, what time are we opening that on Friday?
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern. So, that's everybody's got an equal chance of getting in there.
And it's a side match. It's
a side match. It's something we're
thing.
trying to do. We want every time we've done it, everybody's had a blast. Everybody has a good time. It's good socializing, hanging out with people, talking to people, watching somebody you might not expect get out there and lay down a killer run and, knock somebody down off the podium that should be on the podium. It's fun like that. It's always the underdog that you want to watch. Then when you've got two of your buddies up there going head to head and you don't know which one to root for, it's just great. And they may not be the top shooters, but they're out there giving it all they can and going at it and just having a good time. And that's what we want. It's not meant to be the end all be all to everything. We're looking to have a good time.
And the two that we've had so far, everybody's had a good time. We haven't had really any complaints from the competitors. The crowd's been good. Me and Jason have fun as long as we don't drink too much while we're out there before or after. But
yeah,
it was your birthday, so
yeah,
it was.
But
and Bob was drunk, and
yes,
Tony was drunk.
Yes. So, but one thing this year that we're pretty excited about this year is that we've had a sponsor come on for the shoot offs, and first place for the shoot offs this year in all three divisions is $1,000 in cash.
Holy shit.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And the sponsor that put up the cash for it said she wanted it to pay to be a winner. So first place is $1,000, second place is $200, third place is $100, and we're going to do some random draws for $50 a piece. But that's what the prize money for it is. For ladies is $1,000, for TAC and limited is $1,000, and for open and modified is $1,000. And like we talked about with open modified, it's the same way we did open carry optics last year. The modified guys will just be able to load their tubes full and go from there. And they can also use 170 millimeter pistol mags. Also, they can use big pistol mags just to make everything.
They don't need them, but yeah.
If they wanted to do that, they can.
Let's see, Michael. I'm thinking I know who it is, but he just wrote, "Holy shit, I'm really in now." So yeah.
And that's what she wanted to do, was just get it, fired. And in order to shoot the shoot off, what do you have to do? You have to be in the match.
Yeah.
So if you want to shoot the shoot off, you got to sign and come shoot the match, and then you can get in the shoot off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So do we want to do another one of these for whenever the shoot off comes? That way,
absolutely.
That way,
we want to do
we'll do it like we did last year.
Yeah.
Once we get everybody signed up, then we'll do the seeds and just like, and draw numbers and like we did last time.
Hold on one second. Michael, I figured it was you. It's just you. It just comes up as Michael. It doesn't say Burger at the end, but that's what I thought. Michael Burger.
Stand up, Michael Burger.
Yeah. All right. So DoubleStar has come in and back in an even bigger way. At Battle for the South, they were a gold level sponsor. Now they're a title sponsor. What does that mean? How big is that for you guys?
It's really big. It helps us out tremendously. I am from growing up in the old school of not the old school of free gun, but when prize tables were big and everything like that. So the prize table are how the prize tables are done now. I'm real big on that, and a lot of that comes from the match. And so with them coming on and helping out with that and being supporters of us and helping us make this match better, that's huge for us. They've come on, they're gonna put a bunch of product on the table. That helps us push more back into the match. So it's really big for us and helps us, and we really appreciate it. And we try to, I'm hoping we're representing their brand for them. I don't know what else we can do, but I'm sure we can do more. But it's huge for them to come on, and we greatly appreciate it.
I'll say this, anybody that wants to try out some of their stuff, like we're gonna have a squad of us there, me, Scott, Brittany, David Savine, if people want to shoot their guns, we'll have our guns with us, and then they can come out and try our own guns out, what we use. I fucking love mine. It's a tack driver.
So yeah, and if we can set up, we'll have to get with Nick and see if we could possibly set up a demo bay.
I don't think Nick's gonna be there, but he's gonna have David there. So, we'll see about having something,
Yeah,
where we can hang out.
And of course, we plan on doing the prize table, the same way that we did last time, where you get your random draw bag when you get there, and then the top 25% will walk an additional prize table at the end, which makes it, with us having the support of the sponsors that we have, it makes it fantastic for us to be able to do that, where people have their prizes at the beginning, and then they know that if they're not in the top 25% and they want to finish shooting and they need to drive home or do whatever they can, they don't have to wait around for that. And the prize bags are random, so you never know what you might get in.
Talking about that, can you guys talk about the different sponsors that are already supporting the match?
I'm gonna sit here and just do this by the hip, because I just got back from Griffin Group, so I do not have anything in front of me right now.
Got Vortex.
Vortex Glock.
Vortex has been big in every match that you guys do. Like,
absolutely,
they've been huge.
They support us. They're presenting sponsors at both of our matches. Travis is always been great. He lets us use spotting scopes and everything like that. Vortex is huge and always has been a huge supporter of us and a lot of matches. So we always appreciate them on board helping us out. Magpool's on Glock, Hollow Sun, Timber Creek. Yep.
Hunter's HD Gold.
Pure Gold shotgun chokes will be
Pure Gold
on prize table.
Magneto Speed and Kestrel, and I'm sorry, I'm just not prepared for this. I literally just got back from the Griffin Group building. No, you're good. I just I'm just kind of, like I said, going off the top of my head here. Streamlight's on board.
Yep, Streamlight is on board.
Red Stitch
targets.
Red Hill targets. I got it downstairs. I have to go look. Sorry,
Red Hill
guys.
Tactical.
Red Hill Tactical. That's it.
XS Sights.
XS Sights. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out.
And we apologize. We will certainly make up for it on the social media.
Yeah.
Patrick, if you're listening, get on that.
Yeah, get on that, Pat. Thanks, Pat. You're the greatest.
Thanks, Pat. Love you, mean it.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. This is just a busy time for me with building Memorial and building our locals and everything else. We've got load ammo, everything we got on. I literally just got back from Griffin Group.
Well, let's pivot real quick with Memorial. You build Memorial every single year. You put on phenomenal stages every single year, and I don't think a lot of people realize how much you're involved with everything that you are involved in. Can you talk anything about Memorial and what to expect there? I know this is supposed to be about Fall Brawl, but let's give them a taste of what they're going to see at Memorial.
Memorial, as far as my participation and Zoo City's participation in building Memorial, we've been doing it now, I think
5
3 or 4 years. No, I don't think it's been 5. I think I helped them out their second or third year. And then I started coming in after that. I don't even know. At this point, it's all running together. I don't need any credit for it when it comes to that. So I ask them for me not to come up on stage because it's not about me. It's about the families. It's not about Zoo Cities. It's about the families. So it's not, I'm there for that and for the cause. The work is work because I've started building the match. I started building the match 3 weeks ago. I've got 4 stages down on the ground right now that are 80%. So I'm 40% of the match is 80%. And
it works every time.
It works every time. So it's an undertaking. Luckily this year I have a little bit of help. I had David Hoeing and Max Kogler and Sean Donnelly go down with me today. And that's how we were able to get 2 stages done today because it was blazing hot today. And last week, me and Dave went down one day and got a stage built. And a few weeks before that, me, Dave, and Sean went down and built a stage. So I've got a little bit of help this year, which last year I was doing it basically by myself. So I've got to give credit where credit's due. I've got help for those guys. Next week, I plan on going down 1 or 2 days and building hopefully 2 more stages next week. But it's a big undertaking. But it's at the end of the day, as long as the shooters enjoy the match, as long as the families, the match is supporting, they like what's going on and they appreciate what's going on, and it's to their standard and it represents their loved one, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I bitch and moan leading up to it, but that Sunday, I know, right? That Sunday, it's worth every bit of ass pain that it takes to get that large of a match with that many people, with that much going on the ground and ready for them to come in, for Memorial to come in and put down the rest of it, the back end of it. So it's worth all the ass pains.
No, yeah. What's up, buddy?
I got a couple things to cover here. One thing that there's going to be a way, and it's being explained to me now, that we're going to let the competitors kind of vote on their favorite RO crew this year. And there's going to be a prize for that RO crew, which I think is going to be pretty good, which may involve some nice bourbon or something for those guys. So just another way to kind of give back to the ROs and kind of let them know that they're appreciated. Also, we run a ladies division. We run a ladies TAC Ops division at our matches, and Zero Delta has come on board, and they're going to be putting a rifle on the ladies TAC. There's going to be a Zero Delta rifle on the ladies TAC Ops table. So that's another sponsor that's come on, and that's which makes our ladies. Christy Connor Tate has really had a lot to do with us getting that ladies TAC Ops division going. And she goes out here and busts her butt getting prizes and getting everything for it, getting additional prizes to put on the ladies TAC Ops table. So nothing's taken away from the other shooters that we have in the match. So that's one that she has that has come on pretty strong, and they're going to have a rifle on the ladies table.
Berger said not Westbrook, by the way.
Not Westbrook.
I think
why has he got such a bad rap? He's one of the nicer ones out there. You talking about junior or are you talking about senior?
Hey Berger, answer that. Junior or senior? We should get an update in here in about 20 seconds.
Right.
Anything else that you guys want to kind of cover while we wait?
We can't really go over too much when it comes to Fall Brawl because I haven't really got down there to start building. I would absolutely expect it to be what it was last year. I'm trying new gags, new apparatuses, new things. The Death Star will not be there. I'm not taking it all the way to South Carolina. So it's just too big of a thing to take 4 hours south. So
one thing, Matt, that people may want to consider is, as of right now, we have all, because there's for the RO housing, we're not able to use some of the stuff we've used in the past. We've got all the camping sites and all the buildings and everything are
occupied,
reserved for us right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people to think, oh, I'll just go and get a place that there may not be a place at the Clinton House because we're having to use it to house the ROs. So
they phased out parts of their housing there. So the big metal building they phased out.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're limited.
Now I know a couple of the Marines are going to be sleeping on cots.
Yes.
Or they're gonna. Yes.
Hoorah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good for them.
Or as I like to say, yut. How old are those guys?
Mid-20s.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be just fine. Yeah, they'll be just fine.
They don't got back problems like us.
They may not sleep at all.
Yeah. They'll probably sleep just fine on the floor.
Well, not all of them are grunts, so.
03 walks a lot.
Mm-hmm. Some of them are, not all.
But as far as Fall Brawl, expect a lot of what you saw last year. If you didn't see it last year, look at videos. It's going to be a little bit longer stages, a little bit longer par times. I'll give you generous targets for long range. I give you ways to see those targets with backers, and whenever we can, we'll put out wind flags if we think wind's going to be an issue. It's the match is made for you to shoot and have a good time. And we're not here to drag your balls through glass, and we're here to make you have fun and shoot fast and have fun. So there will be some technical stages occasionally, but I can't go too crazy technical on open terrain. So base stages I get a little more technical, but I can't do it on open terrain.
And I'm gonna make a real effort to try to get some stage videos out like we do for Battle of the South.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit more difficult at Clinton House because we're traveling, and it's not as easy for us to set up as early as we do sometimes at the Griffin Group. But I'm gonna try to get some stage videos out. I know guys seem to really enjoy those when we do that and kind of give them a stage preview there. We're gonna try to do that this year.
No, I can't wait. Like, I'm looking forward to this match. I'm coming down in September to hang out with you guys. So it's I'm itching to get back into some 3-gun.
Well, the weather's going to be nice. It's going to be nice and cool out. It'll be a good time.
We'll talk about the weather when the weather gets here. Let's not even discuss. Let's not even bring that up. Let's
not
let
fuck
the weather.
ourselves.
All right.
Let's not fuck ourselves.
Time of the year, it shouldn't be hot.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
Shouldn't be hot. That's what.
But we anticipate it to be, kind of like it was last year, like I said, and it's going to be. I think people will enjoy it. I hope they enjoy it. I always think every match is garbage that I build anyway, so everybody seems to like them, but I never think it's enough. I always think I can give you guys more.
Well, I think that's a true sign of somebody who gives a fuck about what they're putting on the ground. Like, I think I don't want to say every match that's out there, but there's a lot of matches out there. I'm not going to name names, but there are some matches out there that the stages are an afterthought when the stages should be at the forefront, because that's what people are coming there for. So I think you put a lot of effort into it, more than most people.
I can't speak to anybody else. I just try to, whenever I'm building a stage, I look at it and I sit here and I'm gonna name drop Martini and JP and like McCaskill. Is when I'm building it, I'm like, okay, how are they going to try and get one over on me? How are they going to do this? How are they going to do it? How do I anticipate they're going to shoot it? then how can I throw a little monkey in their wrench, but still make it flow, still make it good? Sometimes it works out. Sometimes they find the little chink in my armor and they beat me, they beat the stage designer. But I don't look at it like I'm trying to say that like I'm trying to screw them over. I look at it as like I'm trying to challenge them and make it to where how they're gonna have to step out of their comfort zone to shoot a little bit different, like where they would normally, like McCaskill will go to pistol on a lot of stuff. A lot of times Martini will too. Kind of force them to the shotgun side of things, if I can. And if it doesn't work out that way, it doesn't work out that way. Like a local match, when I'm building it, I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, Thomas is going to show up here and he's going to shoot this whole damn thing pistol. I'm going to throw a clay in here to make him have to go to shotgun at some point. Because if not, he'll come through and smoke us all just by shooting his pistol, because he's just he's a good shooter in general, but he runs the hell out of that pistol. And it's a plastic pistol at that. And he runs the piss out of it. And, I'll think of little stuff like that as how can I kind of keep the stage flowing well and smooth, but shoot it multiple different ways and with different guns, and how's it going to flow? And our stage 2 this weekend, it was shot. I saw it 3 or 4 different ways shot, and they were all about the same time with different guns. Now, obviously, started off with the one gun, but I watched them in with either pistol or shotgun and several ways to shoot it, and they were all roughly about the same time.
McCaskill's shooting open now?
He shoots poor man's open, yes.
Okay.
He shoots 2-gun open, a Glock with a ported barrel. I think it's a Glock 19 with a ported barrel, and he runs, big sticks, and he likes the bags for the long range. He likes the bags and the bipods for long range.
And he won this past weekend.
He typically does. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not a horrible shooter. He's a good shooter.
No, he's a very good shooter.
He's
a
kind of he's kind of a idiot savant.
Yeah, that's was exactly like a shooting savant. He also he comes and shoots the 2-gun with a 300 blackout and a 10mm Glock.
10mm, yeah.
And beat us all with a suppressed 300 blackout and a 10mm. So it's like two, boom, boom, boom.
I'm sure Martini would have gave him a run for his money this weekend if his knee wasn't a little jacked up. Martini still shot well, and he was learning a new shotgun system when it came to optic on the shotgun. So I think give Martini enough time, he's going to be right there behind McCaskill. And I wasn't far off with McCaskill, but McCaskill could just shoot.
Yeah, I got a question for you. Mike Berger just wrote, what's your thoughts, Jason, on the new open shooters with 25 to 28 rounds in shotgun in regards to stage design?
That's not really a problem I think about. Brian Dimma has some of those, what's the name of that company? Shooting Sports Innovations.
Yes.
He's got those extensions. I think Keith Garcia is running some of them too. And I know Dissonant are making 25 round mags now. I don't think they have a lot of them out there, but I know I talked to Mike at Multi-Gun Nats and they're making them. I can't build it. I can't build the stages to open because that just screws over your TAC ops and your modified shooters and your limited shooters. So I really just honestly don't think about open guys when I build, even though I'm an open shooter now, I don't think about open guys when I'm building a stage. Open guys are just going to go faster. They don't have to stop to load. They don't have to, they've got bags, they've got bipods, they've got tripods, they've got everything. So I don't really concern myself when I'm building a stage when it comes to open guys. Now, I do take into account how an open guy is going to shoot a stage because I don't want to screw them either. But I don't build the stage to them. I take them into consideration, but I don't build the stage to them because I don't want to screw anybody over. I want everybody who's shooting the match, who's paying to shoot the match, to have a good experience. So it's really a tough balance to find that. I'm kind of an idiot savant, I guess you would say, when it comes to that. Is I can, whatever reason, I can see a stage and usually, not every stage, but a lot of stages, I can usually make them to where they work for all the divisions. Which is tough to do, and I don't always succeed in that. But I try to do it as best as I can. But to get to the question more directly is I just don't. They can have 30, they can have 40 rounds if it wants to wrap all the way around the backside, come back around to the top of the gun. It doesn't really.
An open
I haven't
team's
seen
gonna run an
anybody.
open gun.
I haven't seen anybody outrun Thomas McCaskill with a tube-fed shotgun with an open shotgun yet. Now, does he win major matches? No, but he comes in pretty high with a tube gun. And none of those guys that are winning the matches are running the bigger magazine.
Because it comes down to making your equipment work and how quickly you can execute the stage and how well you can.
I talked to Demo this weekend about he had a 29 round, I think it was 29 round magazine. And, that's great. I think there was one stage at Multi-Gun Nat or somewhere, wherever I shot last, whatever the last match I shot. I don't even know anymore. Where I was like, man, it'd been great to have like a 23 round magazine. I wouldn't have had to do a mag change. But at the end of the day, it didn't slow anybody down, really. You've got time and opportunity to do a mag change. And if you get proficient with your mag changes, it's not going to slow you down if you've got space. Now, if there's 23 targets right there and you've got a 25 round magazine, then obviously you're going to shoot it faster as long as you don't have any malfunctions because you don't have to do the mag change. But most stage designers, unless the stage designer is screwing everybody by putting 21 to 23 targets there, then in one spot without any movement, then everybody's going to have to do a standing reload, no matter what division. Some of them are just going to have to do multiple standing reloads. Open's just going to have to do a standing reload sitting right there. So I don't think it really is a game changer. I think if there's any space in the stage to load, the fast reloaders are going to reload just as fast as running a 29 round magazine, to be honest with you, because there's time and movement. I think I answered that. Maybe.
Yeah, no, I think
I'm half out of it right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this kind of wraps everything up. Is there anything else you guys like to say before we shut it down? And to the listeners, is there any final questions you have for Jason or Buddy?
For me, it's, hey guys, if there's something you want to see the match, let us know. Match@ZoocCityArmory.com, or if you have a number, text me or text Buddy or text Matt or message Matt and he'll tell me. I'm trying to do, I want the matches equitable. I want any contraption I put out there, it's got to be equitable. It's got to be something I can repeat. So that's the biggest thing for me, something I can test at our local match. I test everything at our local matches. I just don't put them in big matches. So I just want consistency for you guys. And yeah, that's and I appreciate you guys listening. Whoever was on here listening, I can't see that, but I appreciate everybody listening.
And I just want to put out there that we do still have some spots in the match. The spots are limited. So if you're on the fence or you want to come sign up and shoot the match, go ahead and get yourself signed up. If you have any rules or any squatting questions or anything like that, that you need help with, you can email match@ZoocCityArmory.com and just make it to my attention. And we'll try to do our best to get you taken care of. But there are spots available. So let's go ahead and get this signed up, get this match filled up.
The shoot off, let me touch on the shoot off again. Yep. The shoot off will open up Friday night at 8:00. It is first come, first serve. There will be a wait list, and we did have people back out of the shoot offs last year or at Battle for the South and Fall Brawl. So get on the wait list, and there's a chance you may get in. Now, if you're 15th or something down the wait list, I can't guarantee that, but there were 3 or 4 people that backed out last year out of each division. So be there, be ready to sign up with this new. I just kind of found out about the prize today. So with the new payout for first place, I'm sure people will be sitting there. Yep. The sharks will be circling.
Yep.
I know one shark that's not going to be able to be here is probably upset he's not going to be able to be there.
And for those who are itching, we'll just go ahead and say it. For each division, it's first place is $1,000 for the winner.
Yep.
$1,000 for the winner, each division. So
for those who are on here and for those who are going to be listening after the fact, thank you for taking the time. Like Buddy said, there's limited spots available for the main match itself. And we hope you enjoyed this, and we hope to see you at the match. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Good night, guys.
There we go.